Yeah, you knew. He knew this time.
Yeah. I just expect one out of every 3 videos to be immediately recording at this point.
I mean, it is the best way to keep the energy up. You know what I mean? Constant momentum. You know.
Yeah. Well,
because otherwise, I'll give you a little. Hold on,
thing.
wait. I'll give you a little behind the scenes to the fans. If I don't start recording right away, this is what happens. I call, and then we're like, hey. How's your day? Oh, you know, just drank 37 Red Bulls. Oh, that's cool. and then I click it. We're like, gentlemen! We pretend like we don't hate our lives. I'm kidding. Kind of. 25% kidding. 25% kidding. How you doing?
I'm doing great. This has been a great couple chapters, given everything that's been going on in the background.
I swear to God, it's like. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize. It's like we're on a sitcom. I can't believe the timing is ridiculous, bro. I mean, like, we finally are like hitting the end of our rope with like Chainsaw Man, and then Fujimoto's like, oh yeah, 3 banger chapters in a row. Like, what the fuck, Fujimoto?
I'm convinced that he watches our content. Yeah. Like, well, these are some of the OG YouTuber reviewers. We should please them.
Fucking cool. I know there's no way, but that'd be so cool. All right, Fujimoto. Here's how you can prove to us that you watch our content. Now I know how it works. You can't put something in the next chapter because that's already, submitted. So I'd say within the next 5 chapters, prove to us that you watch our content. What should he put? What should he put in the manga to prove to us that he watches our content? Give us a sign. What should it be?
A tentacle dildo.
No, he's not gonna do that. It's gotta be something he can do.
How the fuck can he not do that when he had a lesbian orgy chapter, Red?
I don't know. For some reason, I feel like this is Japan where they, well, I guess tentacle. Yeah, that's no.
That is literally like 85% of their hentai consumption right there.
Don't put a tentacle dildo in. I don't want to risk his career for our vanity because as we all know, he does watch us and he will. He bows to us. we're the secret Chainsaw Man Illuminati over here.
An Easter egg from part 1, maybe like Aki's sword is in the background or something, right?
I'll put it. Okay. I want Asa to have a lesbian moment in the next like 5-10 chapters. Like, sure, she likes Denji, but like maybe a little like kissy with Fami or something. There you go. Do that.
Yeah. And you can even include vomit.
Yeah. They vomit back and forth and they slurp it all up.
The writer's poorly disguised fetish.
Do you think that, because Fami's whole thing is eating anything, I imagine, do you think like Fami would be like a dog and like eat her own vomit off the ground?
Probably.
And some people would still find it hot. Speaking of things people find hot, you were just saying the writer's poorly disguised fetish. There's a part in this that's just, ever since I, knew the story of Fujimoto, getting off from that girl, like stealing his bike or knocking over his bike and calling him fucking pathetic, and then that gave him his first little boner or whatever. I always look for it in his writing. And there's this moment, okay, lick my shoes.
Yes, mistress.
I mean, look at the fucking art. Page 8.
Yeah, it went extra hard with that bit.
I mean, it's even like she's even doing the like pathetic, like pathetic. It's so good. I'm gonna actually save that as like a reaction image.
Yep, I honestly did the same thing.
So these last 2 chapters have been fucking fire. The only reason we didn't review last week is because Vex has like personal family shit going on. Otherwise we definitely would have. So I want to start with last week's chapter because this week's chapter was good, but last week's chapter was one of my favorites in probably like a year.
Oh yeah, it was definitely like the pinnacle of like I'm coming back to fucking dominate the magazine kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Couple things I want to go over from last week's chapter that just fucking killed me. Okay, so first of all, it was everything I love. First of all, I'm starting to realize I just fucking love Asa, okay? Denji is whatever. Asa's a way better main character. I'm just going to say it. Do you feel me on that?
How dare you? Twitter's going to cancel you.
My incel boy!
Who the fuck cares? Like,
Denji's fine. He's fine.
He's an okay, at best, main character. Asa is like more relatable, has more human moments, whereas Denji is just unhinged, horny constantly.
Denji is fine, but I gotta be honest, I never read, like when I was reading part 1 Chainsaw Man and it was like absolutely fire. It was never because of Denji. It was I was mostly there for Makima, to be fully honest with you. I thought that like when
you
I was
were there for the groomer. How dare you?
Yup. No, I mean when I was reading Chainsaw Man Part 1, the thought that kept going through my head was like this series has one of the most like interesting, compelling villains of that I've ever seen, and it was Makima, you know. Whereas now, what's really been impressing me has been Asa. You know, I feel like she's such a well written like female character. You know, I mean, it's not often you see a femme cell. You know what I mean? It's really, really interesting, and she's getting better. She's getting more confident. It's actually really, really cool to see. But I'm really loving how, you know, there's been a kind of a time skip, and I'm really loving seeing how well she is, or how well she's gotten used to being able to switch back and forth with War. Like they're like a fucking regular ass symbiote now. You know what I mean? Just like woo, woo. Even in the current chapter, there's a moment where someone goes to hit her, she, like, Asa deflects the punch, and then mid-deflect punch, War takes over. Because at first I couldn't tell if, like, okay, when did War take over there? Was it actually the way that it looks? And then War even says, like, oh, nice punch deflect, Asa. And she's like, yeah, thanks. I'm loving it. I mean, it's crazy how much they're getting along now when, like, half a year ago they were like, fuck you, fuck you.
Well, their goals are definitely a lot more aligned now, because... You know, obviously they want Chainsaw Man for multiple reasons here between the two of them. So it makes sense to kind of want to have Denji live and not be a human fucking experiment, right? So, like, I wonder if this, like, symbiotic relationship will continue past the point of their goals aligning.
Some wall will be hit, I think, where there's going to be a moment where something... it makes them disagree, I imagine. Like they'll be like about to save Denji, and then something will happen where it's like, oh, his heart is actually like Puchita's like holding on like to his heart, and so they can't actually separate it. And then War's gonna be like, sorry, bitch, I'm killing him. And she'll be like, you fucking bitch, you promised. I can see it.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm assuming that's basically exactly how it'll go down as well. With like probably a few more like argumentative moments in between. But
and Fammy's just in the background eating popcorn.
Yep, like, go on. Either way, I win.
So, okay, let's see here. I wanted talking about the last chapter. There's two things that made it like so peak to me. One is I love Asa / War Devil's power. It's War Devil's power technically. I love War Devil's power. I always have of like the making shit my weapon, or like turning it into a weapon as long as it belongs to you. You can sacrifice the thing, yada yada. And like their power is getting so strong now that we have confirmed that they can do it without even having to touch the thing, which is terrifying. I mean,
oh yeah,
dude, like think about this for a second. If they don't have to touch the thing, as long as Asa naively believes that she has enough money for the thing, she could buy something and turn it into a weapon planetarily. Like she could like across the planet. If someone said, "Hey, there's like a fucking like little cabin property on like the beach in Florida, and that I'll sell it to you for 10,000," and if she like believed that, like boom, that's her like weapon house now. You know, it's crazy. Like she doesn't have to be there.
Literally creating the Hell House for Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Perfect. Yeah, or Monster House from Monster House. So it's a girl house. How long has it been since you've seen that movie?
Jesus Christ, since I had Cartoon Network back in like the 2010s.
There's a nasty ass adult joke. I don't know if you remember it. That's what I just referenced. Can I tell you? Do you remember or no?
Go for it.
So you know what the uvula is? It's like that dangly thing at the back of your throat.
Yeah.
So the house has its mouth open, and like one of the kids is like, "Oh, I think that's the uvula," and then the fat kid is like, "So it's a girl house," which the only thing he could have thought they said was vulva. I assume.
Oh God, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Never got that as a kid. But anyway, like as always, every time like War Devil makes a weapon out of stuff, I love the design of it. These guns are like so cool looking, like with the little spikes coming off of it and the like 10,000. So it looks cool. It's fucking awesome. I love like again Asa as a character is so unintimidating because she's just like a bumbling, now missing one arm high school girl, a bumbling like kind of stupid, really klutzy high school girl, and watching her go like, college fund turrets, fire. I spent my college fund on this. It's so good.
Oh, back when college was affordable.
No,
like 2000.
Yeah, that is true. But like, it's super funny that like because I don't know who's. Oh yeah, War is saying like, God, it's a good thing Asa's fucking stupid, because like there's no way you're buying the entire weapons system of like a state of the art military facility with your college fund. But Asa's like, oh yeah, like what could that possibly cost? Like 20,000 for sure. Oh my god!
For one missile, Asa.
Oh, I love her, and like every time, it's so cool how they turn back and forth. War comes out to like shit talk Asa, and then Asa like spawns back into consciousness, and she sees like a destroyed wall, and she's like blushing, like all like I did it, proud of herself. And then this leads to the best fucking moment in the chapter. I have not laughed this hard at Chainsaw Man, let alone manga in general, in so long. I should have seen it coming, but I didn't. Or they're like, all right, we really got to sneak here. Sneak. It's a single mistake could kill us both. Got it. Boom! Just eats shit. That I laughed so hard at that.
Like, I laughed at that for a solid like 30 seconds. Like, oh my fucking god, you dumb bitch.
I mean,
I love her.
To be fair to her, the falling isn't an intelligence problem. It's just her eternal curse. She's always had a problem with that, and I love that as like a character trait. I've always loved characters that have stuff like that. Like Shinra from Fire Force always immediately endeared himself to me because he had that like smiling problem. Yep. Where he would smile at inopportune moments in life, leading to the point where he'd smile as like a stress manager. Like it was like kind of like, he had the Logan Paul syndrome. If he sees a fucking suicide body, he's gonna smile. So people kind of thought he was an asshole, although Logan Paul was an asshole, different. But anyway, I'm getting off hand here. Point being, that's her cute little quirk, and I feel bad for her, because every time she be tripping, she's just like, what the fuck? Even in the next chapter, she's like taking a moment to really comprehend, like, I tripped, I fell, what happened?
Right. It's fucking crazy. Like, while I've been dealing with like the family stuff in the background, I've been playing like the Final Fantasy Rebirth. Mm-hmm. And I had completely forgot how much I love Yuffie as a character, because she has like, not klutzy, just she has this like over energetic personality that kind of reminds me of, like the opposite of Asa, right?
Well,
like,
so Asa's interesting because she can be like that. Like, do you remember when? Because she'll go back. She's almost a little bipolar, because she'll go back and forth between like super pessimism, but then it doesn't take a lot for her to be confident in herself. Like, she'll have like one good day. She's the type of person who you'd take like bowling, and like the entire time she'd be like, I don't know why I'm here. I don't want to be here. And then she'd make one strike, and then she'd be like, actually, I'm top shit. I don't even know why I hang out with you fuckers. I am the best.
Yeah, well, like,
which is kind of cute in its own weird way.
Like, Yuffie has like the exact opposite of that. Like, she'll be like overly happy as like a mask, basically, because of all the shit she's seen in her life. Like, and then like the second shit hits the fans, like down, like full on emo mode. And I'm like, I fucking love this character. I want to protect this character, but also she's a thieving piece of shit sometimes. And
man, I did. By the way, because I had forgotten. Luckily, I went back and looked. I don't know how I forgot this, but the reason she's missing an arm is because fucking Yoshida cut it off.
Yep.
Yeah, I had forgotten that.
the room sword.
I don't know why. I guess I'm so used to. I always forget that. I mean, I don't forget this, but like, I always assume that, like Denji, she'd be able to just grow it back, but no, she's not a hybrid. So, because she's just armless permanently.
Yep. Permanently disabled queen.
Do we? Yeah, okay. So we know her. Did both of her parents die in the typhoon?
I'm assuming so, because she was in the orphanage, right?
Oh, yep. Okay, yeah. So I wonder, and there's no guard. She's got no guardian or anything, bro. I just want like some adult figure in her life to be like, oh my god, what happened to your arm? But then again, they live in Devil World, so I'm.
It's like, oh, did you get bit by the bat devil or something?
Yeah, infected me with rabies. I had to cut my arm off before it fucking spread to my brain.
Yeah, it's just like full on like Walking Dead moment here. Break the arm, chop it off.
All right, so current chapter. This fucking creature, bro. What the
I love him.
I mean, this is peak Chainsaw Man, isn't it? And I do like how it's like the exact same panel like 5 times in this chapter, like, yeah! Gyohnee! Whatever the fuck noise he's making, and then Pammy's just like, shut up. Gyohnee!
Yeah, honestly, like I want merch of this creature. I want like action figures. I want Funko Pops. I want it all.
I'm glad you love him so much. Yeah, if we get an action figure, the guillotine actually has to move up and down.
Yeah. And there has to be like a depiction of Rusty Cage decapitating himself live on YouTube.
Who is that? What?
The new song guy apparently like decapitated himself live on YouTube.
That's come on, Vex. I don't even. First of all, don't even know who this guy is. But like, don't be like shocking humor for shocking humor's sake. Why are we talking?
No,
about
like
this?
literally, he did a live stream. He's been building a guillotine for like the last 7-8 months.
Why do you know about this? I've never heard of this.
Because I've used the new song in bits before, so I was still subscribed to him. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And I followed it, and then he did a live stream where he apparently decapitated himself live on YouTube.
Did he mean to, or was it an accident?
It's assumed to be an ARG. It's not. It's because the camera cut right at the end, so it's assumed to be like an ARG style thing. But like nobody really knows. Nobody can get a hold of him. Nobody.
So it could be like a really crazy publicity stunt.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope that's what it is, I guess. Anyway, let's see here. So, okay, I have a theory about how Fammy's stuff works, because Fammy says, let me find it. The devils I summon with my power are weak. They can't use their full strength. Plus, it has restrictions, so I try not to use it much. My assumption, because Fammy has mentioned earlier that the way her power works is anyone that's hungry, she can command and order. So I'm assuming that the devils that she commands are weak because they're all hungry, like starving.
Yeah.
And she keeps them in like a perpetual state of starving, which I assume is why he's not killing them, but rather just like disarming them. He's not at full strength.
Yeah, it would make the most sense. And it would also like kind of speak to like the whole power of famine itself. Like no matter like the sides of the conflict that are involved in the famine, like nobody's at full strength, right?
Yeah.
Because we're in a facility that is used to like capture, devils essentially, right? So assuming they're going to keep them in a weakened state so they can keep them controlled.
That's true. I bet a lot of devils here are hungry. She could probably yoink a bunch of them if she wanted to.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I wonder why they're keeping like the random civilians here. Apparently, though.
My assumption would be that because anyone that's part of the church can turn into a chainsaw zombie, right?
I would assume that would be the logic behind it, but it also like the conflict is over. You would assume that there wouldn't be any power left for the fighter.
I don't think it's over. I'm pretty sure it's an ongoing problem where there's just like, I assume like their world is just like Walking Dead world now, where like a quarter of the population is chainsaw zombies. That's what I assume. They're probably like I didn't get the vibe at all that it was over. I just got the vibe that it's like a problem that they're dealing with. Like it kind of became background like COVID did for us. Like it's not over, but people are like, you're walking to work and you're like, oh, there's a chainsaw zombie over there, and then the government comes and like fucking burns it. I assume it's like that.
Get the Flebenwaffen. Yeah. Fucking Jesus Christ, dude.
There's also the fact that like these guys were kind of like high up in the church. One of them is Fake Saw Man. One of them is Kobe's brother. I don't know who that eye patch man is, but I'm sure he showed up. I don't remember, but I assume they're high up, so they definitely got to be in prison anyway because they definitely committed crimes. But also they definitely have the potential to turn, I imagine.
Oh yeah, it's definitely like that's the most logical way to put it. I just find it weird that we got like high school students in prison, but then again, we do here in America. So what makes a difference?
It's super funny. It's super funny to me that they're following them. They're like, "Fuck you! We're gonna lead our own lives, follow our own path." And they're like, "Well, we're here."
I can meet Chainsaw Man.
Like that he's still. I was thinking like, man, I should have never been fan of Chainsaw Man. But no, he's like, oh my god, maybe I can. Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man's here, and they're following
Chainsaw Man,
which is really funny. I mean, the comedy potential here is glorious. Okay, like they have these fucking three douche chuckle fucks. That's the term I'm gonna use. They have these 3 chuckle fucks behind them, and I have no doubt in my mind that their use will ultimately be Meat Shield.
Yeah, is Kobe's brother as useless as Kobe, other than like that one badass moment,
I miss Kobe so much.
I want to know where my bumbling idiot number 1 is.
Honestly, I'm getting the vibes that Kobani made the smart choice and fucked off. She used the last of her government money, and she's like on the Bahamas sipping from a coconut right now.
Just enough freedom there and not devils to just sit on the beach and relax.
Yeah, fuck this shit. Yeah, I mean, because that was the last we heard of her, right? It was like, oh shit, my family will think I'm dead, so I can fuck off, which is honestly slay queen.
Right?
But yeah, I mean, this is honestly, like, the good news is, well, not good news. Good news for us having skipped a week. Both pretty short chapters.
For
but
God's
still
sake, yeah.
good chapters, you know, and like they were enough good stuff happened where it didn't make me mad. But yeah, I guess to me the main thing in these chapters, I really like this moment where Asa herself is actually, she doesn't need War to do all her fighting. Like I like how in the span of one punch, Asa can redirect, and then mid attack, War can take over to kick. It's just like, oh my god, it's such a step on me mommy moment. Like I want, oh my god, I want to be assaulted by the Asa War Devil combo so bad.
Yeah.
I want her to kick me like that.
I'm sure you've seen, well, maybe you've seen, I don't know how much Twitter's suppressing me at this point for, being an unhinged idiot. But there's a character...
What do you mean? It's Elon Musk's Twitter. You're probably getting boosted.
No. If I tweeted some fuck shit, maybe I'd get boosted. But no, like I tweeted a scene from the remake because my partner was playing back through the remake and got to the part where one of the Shinra Izaks was using a character as a footstool. I'm like, I just want that to be me.
Absolutely. There was a moment here when, because he cuts like all their, this fucking guillotine monster cuts all their like guns and everything like insanely well, and like when they're holding their crotches, but it's just because they're naked. But there was a part of me that wanted like their little, like the tips of their penises to be cut off.
I mean, given Fujimoto, I mean, he could have done that too. You know what? It's Japan. They were probably uncircumcised, but now they're circumcised.
Yeah, you've been circumcised.
Free bris for everyone.
Oh my god. I'm excited. One thing that I do need from Fujimoto in this arc, because it's really good so far, but this whole place is designed to hold, powerful devils. So you can't just have them wash this place, okay? I'm gonna need like a challenge for these gals. All right, that's the one thing I need. You can't the extent of the security can't just be fucking like 3 guys with guns. Like I'm gonna need like a challenge for them, and I believe we'll get it. But I'm just putting that out there. I do need that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's one really fucked direction I would love for this to go.
Mm-hmm.
I think you might agree with me here, or I might just be completely unhinged at this point. I want to see Fami using all of these fucking soldiers, because they're obviously also going to be starved from the fucking being on watch for so long. I want her to use them as like, essentially like Lelouch and Code Geass, and turn them into
Die for us.
Die for us.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see it.
Because, like, every background character in Chainsaw Man is basically useless anyway.
I love that. Yeah, for sure. I do. I love that Fujimoto's writing at points basically boils down to female supremacy. I mean, you just get the vibe that, like, all the men are useless here, and like these 2 women are, like, leading them around.
Oh god, yeah.
I love it.
Like, I love that he's able to show both the dual sides of like useless men and useless women in the series.
Yeah, I mean, in that way he writes humans so accurately, because it is, I love that, like, it's like I said earlier, you never get femcel characters. I'm sure you can think of some. I'm sure someone can, but like I feel like you so rarely get femcel characters, like women that are like socially inept, because like you kind of think of women as like having like a cheat code for social stuff, right? They're raised a lot more social, and also it's like generally thought, even though socially they have a lot higher standards of like beauty and stuff, but like they're pretty, I'd say like 9 out of 10 women are fucking drop dead gorgeous. You have to be like really, really, really unlucky to be ugly as a woman, I would say. Whereas like a man, it's like a coin flip. Like, are you ugly? That's how it feels anyway.
Can you sexify yourself? If not, get to the back of the line for everything in life.
Yeah, I guess that's the trade-off, right? I think it's harder to be ugly as a woman, but if you are an ugly woman, then you're like bottom of the totem pole in society. Whereas a man, if you're ugly, you can kind of get by. Like people kind of expect men to be ugly.
Yeah, like unless you're ungodly ugly, like that one crypto bro on Twitter. Like
I don't even know who you're talking about, but I don't want to know.
he looks like his mom fucked a turtle.
Oh, Mitch McConnell looking. Okay.
But in the face instead of the throat.
Ew. That thrussy.
Believe it or not, somebody made that a hole in a hentai, and I hate that I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
The internet is wild.
I'm sad we didn't get a panel of this guy licking Asa's shoes.
Right? That's what I want.
Well, you know what's funny? It's because look. Do you see how quickly they're switching back and forth? Like it's like panel by panel, they're switching.
Right?
They're so
it's
good now.
Crazy.
And I love the idea that because it's War that says "lick my shoes." I think it'd be really funny if like War is like "lick my shoes," and then Asa takes back control while he's licking her shoes, and she's like, "What the fuck?" Ew.
Right?
And then kicks his face, and he's like, "That's what I thought. That's what you wanted."
You see, I'm contracted with the War Devil, and she is like a hard dom.
Oh God, bro, it's so how Asa would like you're like mid fucking Asa, and she's gonna like switch between dom and power bottom like back and forth.
Like honestly, perfect.
Because Asa originally at the beginning of the series, Asa was just a bottom, but now she's a power bottom. She's grown. She's grown up.
She's grown. Will she be the dom in the relationship by the end of this?
Well, you can't double dom. You're multiple personality disorder, but you're both doms. That's no fun.
Asa is more of a dom than War Devil.
Lame. At least one of them's got to be a sub. I want variety. Switch is the best, and you know it.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
As a Switch, it is the best.
It's true.
But I am much more of a bottom as time's gone on.
No, that's those femoid chemicals. Good.
Yeah, it honestly is. Like the longer I've been on estrogen, the more of a bottom I've become.
See, that's something I'm jealous about. Like, it'd be really nice to be able to just like lay there and like let someone else do the work. Oh, this is nice.
Lazy partner.
You're goddamn right. No, but listen. But if you're a hot enough woman, men will fucking grovel for the chance to just use you like a hole. You don't gotta fucking put in. They don't give a fuck.
I have never, ever groveled to you.
Yeah. Vex, if I get pretty enough, that's my goal in life. You will grovel to me.
Dream on, bitch.
What if I fucking full on get the surgery, do the estrogen? What if I dress as a goth mommy for you? You must believe.
You know what? Here's a sub goal for this channel: 1,000 subscribers. Red goth mommy stream.
Are you fucking me in this stream?
No. Absolutely not.
1,000 subscribers, Vex will fuck me live on stream.
Absolutely not. I won't.
Coward. Just because I'm what? Just because I'm fat? You fat phobic? Fucked up.
No, you're the complete opposite of what I want in a partner.
What do you want?
I want the goth mommy part, but I don't want somebody that is a foot taller than me. Right?
It always comes down to that, bro. Do you know how hard it is to be kind of like subby like I am? I'm like I can dom, but like I really want to kind of sub. You know, I want to experience that, but I'm a 6'3" large man. It's fucked up. Andy says the same shit. And like, you know what my thing, I know there's a term for this, but I don't know what it is. But like, and this sounds like I'm bullshitting, but I'm not kidding you. Like my whole life I've been like this. I'm very attracted to like personality. So like something that's really hot to me is like fucking like longtime friends. Like I want to fuck my friends. You know
I understand that.
Don't tell my friends that I said that.
One of who is in the call with you.
Well, yeah, but you're okay with weird shit, obviously. Because it's not like I say this, but it's not like I'm gonna like be weird and like come on to you like 30 times. Like you know that. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But no,
like,
that'd be kind of hot though, wouldn't it? Like
Oh,
oh
yeah.
damn, I've
Like,
known
I
this
have-
I've known this
I have
person for
quite-
like 10 years, and now I get to see what their face looks like when my dick's in them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I have quite a few friends I would like to fuck, but I also understand like that changes the dynamic of the relationship usually.
That's true. That's why you can't fuck me until I've returned to my peak physicality. You can't see me at anything less than my best. Because if you see me and I'm like a little flabby and I have like a problem getting it up, like all of a sudden you're the alpha and then I'm a little bitch for the rest of the relationship. You know.
I mean, you are the little beta bitch anyway.
You don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Who gets more views on YouTube?
This channel that we're recording for, out of the manga content, the music, in terms of everything else.
Where's your fucking music at?
I've sent you like the Spotify streams.
Oh, does that count? That's not YouTube, is it?
That actually makes more money on CPM than YouTube, believe it or not.
I don't make any money. I do it for the love of the game.
Yeah, I totally agree with you though. Like it's so much better and more free when you did this for like the not dealing with like RCA or Warner Media Group, or the fact I put a 3-second clip of I had a private video on the main channel that had a 3-second clip from fucking Final Fantasy as an edit, and it was instantly demonetized. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? This is under the 30 seconds, you cocksuckers.
It's crazy, and this point's been made a million times, but like, you know how many songs I would have never found if it wasn't for the fact that I saw it on TikTok? You know what I mean? Like literally, like I've bought music that I heard on TikTok. It's like stupid ass motherfuckers. I will say though, the reason that I don't monetize shit over here is because I don't believe. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too nice, but my thing is like, I don't feel worthy to make you guys watch an ad for this. It's just two motherfuckers talking. If I was like putting a bunch of edits into it, then yeah,
right.
I'd monetize
no,
it.
like there's like levels to that. Like I see the side of like monetizing a podcast because that way, there is some form of like legitimacy to what is being done. I feel like. But at the same time, like, I realized, like, our podcast is just a bunch of dudes talking in a fucking Discord call,
the
right?
only way... yeah. Oh, jeez. I swallowed something. Oh, my God. Sorry. The only way that I would ever ask for money is, like, if I could get enough money from you guys where I could, like, quit my job and this would be my job, then, then I would try to put out videos, like, every day and, like, do edited stuff. But I don't think, like, we're ever going to get to the point where... that's feasible, unfortunately. So
yeah, well, like, in this economy, not at all. But also the fact that could you hold yourself to a video a day? Because we've tried that before.
Well, I think it'd be a lot different if I knew that my paycheck relied on it. You know what I mean?
That is true.
Yeah,
that is true.
Because now all of a sudden you have people you don't want to let down,
Right, but then we run into the whole, like, gamut of, like, are we doing content for the sake of content, too? Or are we actually passionate about the thing that we're talking
And then you kind of make the decision of like, okay, even if maybe I'm pumping out a video that I'm not super all about, would I rather cashier or do this? You know what I mean?
That's also true.
Yeah.
Like there's layers to everything in this kind of discussion. And like I have, bounced around the idea of like going down to like part-time at my current job just so I can stream more and, not, be in constant pain while I'm walking 10 plus miles a day. Because I like even like with the whole like treatment I've been dealing medically, like a lot of manual labor is wearing down on my body more and more. So I've kind of been weighing that decision and the financial burden of it.
Do you have good shoe inserts? Those are, I know it seems stupid, but they help me a lot.
Oh, dude, I have like 2 separate ones inside my Doc Martens. Like it's just like. My bones are so fucked.
Right.
Like I like it's hard to do like most manual labor anymore, and that is what I've been good at.
Time to get your ass an office job.
Me an office job.
I mean, you gotta have something. I know your ass ain't gonna be able to live without a job.
No, like that's the thing, right? Like I was debating on like doing like part-time that and then the part-time remote thing that I could if I could find something remote or and then streaming, a lot more because I do enjoy streaming. But I gotta weigh that plus the ability to potentially leave the country and all the other shit that comes with like this election cycle, and play it smart.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else we wanted to say? I mean, this kind of ended weird, this video. It got slowly ramped off topic, but, and anything else you wanted to say?
Like, in terms of Chainsaw Man, like, we got, 2 more chapters before we gotta eat crow, essentially, right?
What was it? Eat crow?
Like, the metaphor of, like, well, we are eating our words here because we said in
before
5 chapters.
Before you want to officially declare that it's back?
Right.
Yeah.
We got 2 chapters. We got 1 next week, and then if Fujimoto keeps on that.
So
weekly
far, no
schedule,
breaks. Yeah.
So part of me wonders if like he was also working on the Rize movie in the background.
Honestly, it feels like he was caught up with something because his art was worse, his story writing was worse for like a little bit there. He might have just had like a weird slump, or he was busy. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, it's the same thing. Like, I assume. Like Oda, when he heads in and helps with like the production of One Piece, like the chapters arts get a little messy, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
When they're assisting with the production of the anime or the product that they're putting out, it kind of gets a little sloppy, and then it gets I'm not like caught up on One Piece. So I don't know if like it has like ever fully returned to like peak art style.
I think his art starts to falter a little towards like the Punk Hazard arc, and then it's kind of up and down for a bit. It's been much better in this arc. He got an eye surgery recently. I don't know if you heard about that. Oda got eye surgery.
Yeah, you had mentioned that.
Yeah, and because I think that's part of the reason his art was degrading a little bit is because his he had some, I don't know what it was, if it was astigmatism or something, but he was having a hard time seeing. So he got an eye surgery, and he can see a lot better now. So it seems like his art's doing better in this new arc. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Oh yeah.
For the final saga, you want it to be like the peak of the peak, right?
Definitely, yeah. I will
Unlike
say
Bleach.
his art, because in the early One Piece, his art's a lot like clearer, like it's very clean, and then nowadays it's a lot more sketchy, but it's not like messy sketchy. It's just like less clean. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not like Togashi levels of sketch.
Yeah,
it's like
I wonder if maybe that's just quicker, and he's just. Because, I don't know. I'm not too sure if that was a conscious change he made or if it just kind of slowly became that. But yeah.
Well, I mean, he's went on record saying he doesn't ever want to do another long-running series again.
Of course, that's his whole life.
Yeah, like literally, this has been 30 years of his life. Yeah. So you would never want to do something that long again because you'll be fucking dead before it's done.
He might do some one-shots for fun here or there, but I think he's mostly just going to retire when he's done. 'Cause, I mean, he's like a fucking, he's got to be approaching 100 million or more at this point, money-wise. So, like, I assume he's just going to have fun with his wife and children, I mean, if you're Oda, you do, you finish your magnum opus, is that what it's called?
Yep.
Yeah, you finish that, and then you're just like, I mean, if I'm Oda, I'm going to use all that money and fucking travel. I'm going to go here, there, everywhere. I'm going to fucking live it up, I mean, reap your rewards, my friend. You deserved it,
Like, there are a couple authors that do that as, like, research purposes for different stuff, too. Like, Corey Yamakaze, who does Ancient Mage's Bride, travels to the locations that they're basing the new arcs off of.
How fun would that be? I know JoJo's author, Araki, did that before he did Part 7, which is, like, a race across America. He like, had an America trip before he wrote that part.
Why would you want to come here?
I mean, there's certain cool things. I mean, if you live in America, you hear about like Hollywood is probably really cool, something you'd want to see.
Yeah,
we have like some really good. Sorry.
From like a tourist perspective, but you never want to stay here. Honestly,
I like to look at America's got cool things in it. I mean, you would never want to go. Here's a good comparison. If we visit Japan, we don't just want to see Akihabara. We also kind of want to go and see like a rural town with like the sakura petals and like, you know what I mean? Like, because they're a rural town, their infrastructure is gorgeous. Their, you know what I mean? Their buildings are gorgeous. Their cities and towns are gorgeous. Whereas America,
the temples,
yeah, and that's just like rural ass town shit. That's not meant to be tourist stuff. That's just like their life. Whereas America, our shit is our cool shit is like specific spots, but you'd never want to go to like a rural town in America.
Yeah, you'd have a higher chance of getting hate crimed or just shot. You know, doing like touristy stuff in the rural towns.
Now, there's
here in
nothing to
America.
do in rural towns. It's just just go visit.
As somebody that grew up in them, there really fucking isn't.
Go see the Grand Canyon or some shit. My parents just saw that, by the way.
Nice. Neither of them tried to jump.
No, I don't think so. I was trying to decide. I was gonna say none of them are suicidal, but who knows with my dad? He seems to hate. My dad seems to hate life every time I talk to him.
I mean, that is like a known phenomenon, though. Like, if you get too close to the edge, you're just enticed to jump.
Interesting.
I think it's because of like the beauty of the view that entices you to kind of like go there. Like, there's warning plaques on the sides of the Grand Canyon, even to not get too close to the edge.
That's wild. We should go to. You ever been to the Sleeping Bear Dunes?
Long time ago when I was a kid.
There's like it's like super steep, and you can go down to the water, but there's like signs where it's like if you can't get your ass back up,
They charge you
$3,000 or something.
I think it's like $500.
No, it's in the thousands. It's in the I know for a fact it's in the thousands because they really want to disincentivize you to like they don't want to be rescuing like 20 people a day.
It was like 500.
I'm sure it's gone up now. Yeah, I think maybe it's 1,000. Maybe they doubled it.
Like, that's insane. But I understand, like, because like especially now in like TikTok and Instagram reel culture.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like, I'm sure influencers, quote unquote, have been trying to like get people to come rescue them because they gotta, they're attractive and they get views and shit. But like that's insane. But it also like pays for like maintaining those parks too.
Yeah, it's honestly a win-win because it's like you said about all the influencers. If they didn't like have big warnings about how much money you could potentially be charged, that you'd have a lot more idiots just going down there knowing they could get rescued for, if it was free or whatever.
Yep. Yeah, I assume that's why they raised it, honestly, because like there was the trend of like the risky selfie where people were like,
oh, you remember planking or owling and shit?
Yeah, I remember planking. But like in
people
the
would
Harlem
try to do it
Shake
in like
shit.
people would try to do it in like weird places and shit.
Mm-hmm. And like Harlem Shake, and they were using it as like a fucking way to like rob a store and shit. Which, who cares? It's merchandise. I don't understand why people are so caught up in the fact that, oh no, they stole a case of pop or a case of beer. Who cares? It's insured.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, the only thing that you shouldn't steal from is like a small business. But if it's like a Target, eat your heart out.
Yep, exactly. The second they started locking like deodorant and shit behind the fucking plastic panels was just like I stopped going to Target too. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
I think I misused "eat your heart out" there. I meant what did I mean to say? Knock yourself out, I think is what I meant to say. Right. I'm gonna look up real quick, and then we should finally end this because what an off-topic ass podcast. I want to look up exactly the price because I feel like it might be more than 1,000. Sleeping Bear Dunes rescue fee. If you guys don't know, Sleeping Bear Dunes, it's like some shit around where we live, and it's like big ass hills made of sand. Sleeping Bear Dune. Yeah, go ahead. I knew it. I was right. It's fucking $3,000 now.
It's a beautiful scenescape, though.
It's gorgeous. Did you hear me? It's $3,000 now.
Jesus Christ.
They must have had a bunch of motherfuckers being idiots.
I would assume, because like right next to that, I remember from when I was a kid, there's like a quad rental place. It's where you can like rent quads and jump the dunes and shit, right?
Oh my god. And
then there's like go-karts you can rent around there, so you can just tear the shit up out of it. So like all of that maintenance probably made them raise the fee.
You're totally right, by the way. I just found this Reddit thread from people that were like, didn't it used to be cheaper? And then someone said, yeah, it used to run around 600 and now it's over 2,000. So yeah, you were right.
Yep.
Wow.
I remember because like my dad was pissed when he went there how much they were charged if we got stuck down there. I'm like, don't be a bitch.
Get your ass back up.
But yeah, no, like it was crazy. It was fun too. We should definitely do that. Film a
I want to do more trips with you, Vex. It'd be fun. We should do, because I really enjoyed when we went to the Gorillaz concert together.
Yeah, no, like 100%. Like I have, at least for now, while I'm still employed, 4 days free a week.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. It's so hard to. I hate
Well,
how.
you're the only
Yeah.
vehicle right now
Yeah.
too.
I hate how the human brain works, because despite like all the free time I have while I'm unemployed, it's like all I can think about is like it's hard to do fun things when you're unemployed, because you're just like thinking
Right.
about like I'm one wrong move away from having no money in a bank account. You know what I mean?
No, like I understand that completely. Like I'm budgeting the shit out of what little money I have in case I lose my fucking job at the end of the month, because like we're going through another round of layoffs right now. So I'm like trying, like that's why I also put up like that, like realistic expectations for like a creator with all the 1099s and shit on Twitter.
Well, remember, if you do get laid off, it's a little bit of the pain in the ass, but it is worth filing for unemployment.
Mm-hmm.
I
yeah.
don't know if you've done it before. It is.
Nope.
Oh, okay. You have to remember to. It's intimidating at first, but then it's once you get into the flow, it's not that bad. You just have to basically every 2 weeks, you just have to log on and answer a bunch of questions and be like, they'll be like, what did you apply for this week? And then you just enter in what you applied for that week, and then as long as you can prove. I mean, they're not asking for proof every time. You just have to kind of keep it just in case they decide to audit you. You know what I mean? But like, so don't lie. If you lie, they'll make you pay all that money back.
Yeah. No, like,
but yeah.
I just like keep a log of like every position I apply for anyway. Because I've been applying since I started back at that job, and it just in case, because I know like being temporary is never a guarantee to become permanent, even if they're like, we want you to do this thing or we want you to do that thing, and then we're dangling like that promise of a permanent position in front of you.
I should have stopped this recording so long ago. This is just like a call between us.
Peace.
Oh my god, what a nightmare. I hope you enjoyed the first 20 minutes that were actually about Chainsaw Man. Hey, at least we started with the on topic, and then we slowly faded. Fucking A. Peace, I guess. If you made it here, type I'm a true fan, fuck the haters, riggedy riggedy wrecked, something like that.